Hi guys, welcome back to my channel, and today for you guys I'm going to be telling you about my summer TBR. And so for this I had to think long and hard about the books that I knew I wouldn't be able to get through during the school year because I go to an academy and it is extremely stressful and there is a lot of work, and so most of my big books I'm going to be reading during this summer, and I figured I'd make a video and tell you guys everything that I'm going to be reading this summer, or at least hoping to read this summer. So I'm really just going to dive right into this. I'm not going to say anything about the descriptions or summaries unless I feel that's needed, but most of these books have been buzzed around BookTube already for a long time, so there's really no need to tell you about it. But if you want to know about it, just go to Goodreads and search it up, basically. Alright, so first I have some contemporaries, and for that I have Second Chance Summer and Since You've Been Gone by Morgan Matson. And these are some books that they went around BookTube for a while. I remember this was, not this one, Second Chance Summer. This was a Booksplosion Book of the Month it's the one with the book club with Katie Tastic, Jesse the Reader, who I met, by the way. I met Jesse the Reader, which was really awesome, and some other person. I think Poland Bananas Books, they read this a while ago, so that went around for a bit. And then this Second Chance, oh my god, I really can't talk. Anyway, but Since You've Been Gone, I know this was a popular book around the time it came out, mostly because of the cover, and I have to admit, this cover is gorgeous. Just look at this. Ice cream and stuff like that, and look at the back. It's so green and pretty and just awesome. And then they actually have the picture for, even though it's a paperback, this is what the dust jacket looks like if you had the hardcover edition. This is just beautiful, and I'm excited to read this. I can't wait to get into it. I've heard a lot of reviews about this, about how people think it's phenomenal and things like that. Even though I try not to read books based off of hype from other people, I just kind of like to get the notification that that book is around or what it's about, but mostly I try to form my own opinions and not go into it thinking it's going to be phenomenal. But this is an exception for the moment. I'm just hoping it lives up to its hype. Okay, next I have some more contemporaries, and it's not a series. These are just plain books, standalones. First I have Backlash by Sarah Derer Littman. I've never heard of her, but once I had a book fair at my school and I saw this, and it's really about cyberbullying basically, and so I figured I'd pick it up because there was this movie that aired on ABC Family one time. It was with Emily Osment, and the movie was called Cyberbully, and I really liked that movie a lot. It was really good, and I've watched it multiple times since it's been out, and I figured this would be a pretty good book to read. And I'm not sure exactly what's going to go down in it, but I'm looking forward to it because I think this is going to be a really good and informative read about people who have to go through cyberbullies and people who don't tell people about what they have to go through. Now I have Give Me a Call by Sarah Manowski, and she wrote one of my favorite chapter book series as a kid, and I really enjoyed her series. It was the Whatever After series, and it's like about this girl Nick and Jonah, and they have this magical mirror in their basement, and it takes them to fairy tales, and they end up changing it and having to fix it. It's all really good, and it's a series, and so it's still going on too. It's like up to 9 books now actually, and they're pretty fun to read. And so this, Give Me a Call, is another book I happened to find at one of my school's book fairs. And this is about a 14-year-old girl who I think she calls somebody, and she ends up getting herself, and like, it's kind of difficult to explain, but it's like she ends up calling herself when she was 14 years old. And so she's talking to her younger self, and right now in the book when she calls her younger self, she's like 16, maybe 17, it doesn't say, but she's older, and she just tells her younger self how to do things differently, like with her boyfriend and just life in general. Next, some of you might be a little mad at me because I haven't read these yet, and these are like classic dystopians, but Insurgent and Allegiant. So, about these books. Around the time the movie came out, I went and saw the movie, and I really liked it, so I read the book of Divergent, and it was really good. And I tried to read Insurgent. I got halfway through it, I got bored, I put it down, never picked it back up again. And then Allegiant, I got spoiled for the ending of Allegiant, and I'm very upset about that, so I think that's another reason as to why I haven't read it yet. But I'm still watching the movies because they continue to fascinate me, and I figured this summer I might as well just knock these out, and so I can say I've read them and form my opinions about this, because everybody says that the movies have diverged off from the books once we hit the movie Insurgent. So I'm excited to see how that goes. Whew. I have too many books. They're all stacked up in a stack here, and they almost fell. Anyway, next I plan on reading the Selection Trilogy by Kiera Cass, and this has some mixed reviews about it, but I think I'm actually going to end up liking it just because of the fact of it. And I mean, most people compare it to The Bachelor or The Bachelorette, I guess, but I've never watched that TV show, so I don't know how that really works. So I'm really just going to go into this and yeah, I'm just gonna read it. I'm gonna see how this goes. I'll probably most likely end up reviewing the whole series instead of book by book, and so yeah. Also, let's just look at this pretty box set here. Look at this. The spine, it's awesome, and then it has like the first book cover and then the third book cover. I love box sets. I just hate the expensive prices for the combinations. Next, I plan on reading The Raven Cycle. This book series, I really don't know where this is gonna go, to be honest, but The Raven King just came out last month, and I'm super excited to read it. And so now I'm going to, I read The Raven Boys in May, and it's June now, it just became June. And so I'm just gonna marathon this, I'm gonna finish the whole series, and I'm gonna see how this goes, because I've heard a lot of people say that some books are kind of iffy in the series, and that a lot of people say that Lily Blue is the best book in the entire series, I guess, but I'm not sure. I'm just gonna form my own opinions, but I did rate The Raven Boys 5 stars, and I really did enjoy that series. Moving on, these are like up on my top to read list for the summer, and these are Heir of Fire and Queen of Shadows by Sarah J. Maas. And so I started reading Throne of Glass because I got it for not my birthday, I got it for Christmas from a relative, and I read it and I loved it, and I immediately picked up the sequel, Crown of Midnight, and that was just fantastic. I loved it, I adored it. And then I checked out oh, my books fell right on my foot. Ow. Anyway, I checked out Heir of Fire multiple times, and I figured I would read it, but I never did. But for some reason, when it's a book series I really like, my mind puts itself on hold, and it won't let me read it unless I have the book to own on my shelf, just there. And so I didn't read this for a long time, and I actually read the first 2 books about a year ago, this month actually. So I'm ready to jump back into this series. Queen of Shadows came out, and Empire of Storms, the cover was just released, and it is beautiful. I can't wait for it, and I'm super excited to just go through these and finish them because they're huge, and I have a feeling that Sarah J. Maas's books aren't going to get any smaller, so I'm just going to have to push through this, and yeah, basically. But I mean, the books are really big, tiny font, but it's okay. As long as the content is good, I'll survive. Anyway, too many books fell. That's a struggle. But anyway, my last book that's high up on my list is City of Heavenly Fire by Cassandra Clare. And as you all have known, watching my past videos, you've seen that I've been struggling to get through City of Lost Souls, which I actually finished. And I'm going to be having my May wrap-up and June TBR coming up pretty soon, and this will be on my June TBR. Spoiler alert, but it's whatever. So I'm excited to see where this goes. I know that the Mortal War is going to happen in this book, and I'm really excited because even though it's super huge, I don't mind, because when I read City of Glass, it was so action-packed and it was fun and it was super fast-paced, and so it's like I never wanted to put it down, and I never got bored, and I never could put it down without having to pick it back up as soon as I put it down. And so I have a feeling that I'm really going to love this book, and yeah. So that was my summer TBR, and I hope you all enjoyed this video. Comment down below some books you want to finish this summer. Like it, give me a big thumbs up if you want to see more of these types of videos, and subscribe, of course. Alright, I'll talk to you guys later. Bye!